Fine, children. Let's continue with the pivot table. I had previous part 1. I have already explained you the introductory part, how to make the pivot table. Okay. So now what we'll do is, after inserting the table, children, we have analyze and design. Okay. So we'll just learn one by one. We'll learn analyze. Now in analyze, okay, when you click on options, children, you have certain options. Now I am not going exactly according to your books, children, in this video, because you can learn the options and make use of certain options, and whatever is there in the book, you can practice that accordingly. Fine, children. Now here, when you click on pivot table options, okay, you have the pivot table name here, pivot table 7. Fine. And then you have some blank areas over here. Supposing you want the empty cells to be filled in by dashes, so you can just click here and put some dashes if you want. And when you say okay, you see you get the dashes in the pivot table. What do I do? Options, and in options, in the first option, layout and format, I have this for empty cells, show dashes. Okay. Then I have an option over here, total and filters. Total and filters, when I have this group, you see there is a grand total here and there is a grand total here, column wise and row wise. Why? Because it is mentioned here, show grand total for rows and columns. If you remove this options, this total which is there will not be displayed. Okay, see, it's gone. So in options, I go to totals and filters, and I want the grand totals to be seen. Okay. Now subtotal, I have not applied any filters as yet. That's the reason this is off. Okay. So don't worry about this. Okay. And then say okay. So here I have switched on this grand total row wise and column wise. Then I have the field settings. Okay. Now in field settings, what do I want to calculate? Value field settings, sum of monthly sales. I want to total the monthly sales, and if I say okay, now supposing I want to change the number format, I click on the number format, and say for example it is general, so I click on the number format and I can put 2 decimals. I want to increase decimals, I can put 3 decimals. I'll put 2 decimals right now. You want to put a separator for 1000 and more, you can put a comma, 1000 separator, and then say okay and okay. So you get a comma and separator, and this is summed up, totaled up for Naveen Shetty. Like supposing there are 3 products of the same. Now these are the names, but in case if it is a product, like say for example you have 3 bills having soap item in all the 3 bills, and you want to total up at that particular time, this field settings is used, children. Okay, to sum up, to count, you want, if I click on count, see okay, what is happening? Sales, I have 4 people, I have 3 for marketing, I have 3 for accounting, and total 10 employees. Okay, what did I do? I clicked on field settings, and custom name was what? Count of monthly sales. Okay, so the number of sales, marketing, accounting, and sales. Okay, then supposing you want maximum sales. Okay, so maximum figure will be highlighted. What are the maximum figures now? We have maximum of, you see this 14 lakhs is highlighted here. 16 lakhs is there. Maximum sales. I click back again on field settings, children, and I go to number format, and I just keep the general format again so that there is no confusion. Now this is general format. Okay, click here, field settings, minimum, and okay. So I get the minimum sales values. Okay, minimum sales value over here. Field settings, maximum, sales value over here. You observe the grand total, children. Field settings, minimum. I get the minimum calculation of the grand total of the monthly sales. Maximum, I get the maximum figures of your monthly sales. Okay. Then if you want to count, then you click on count. Okay. Field settings, sum, I sum up the figures and get the total over here. Okay. So that is the this is how you can make use of these value field settings. Okay. I cancel this right now. And then children, if I put a filter over here, now I have not put any filters. Okay. Now see, show report filter pages. Supposing if I click show report filter pages, if I want to filter pages branch wise, you see now my sheet is sheet 2 and sheet 1. But as soon as I say OK here, you see the number of sheets are created. I have my sheets filtered. That is Delhi separate, Jaipur separate, Kolkata separate, Mumbai separate. So my separate sheets are created according to the branches. Now, how was I able to do that? Analyze so quickly. What did I do, children? Over here, I just clicked on these options arrow and I said show report filter pages and I clicked on OK. That's how I got my sheets over here. Right, children? Because my analyzation was for the branch. Okay, so that's the reason I got branch wise details. But if my analyzation was according to the sales or marketing or accounting, then I would get these particular names in my sheets over here. Okay, so the sheets are automatically renamed when I have separated branch wise data by this particular options. Okay, so children, when you have a question how you can show a report filter page, you just have to click on pivot table, click on option arrow and then select show report filter pages and say OK. That's how your branch wise details get separated and you get automatic sheets into your uh, pivot table chart worksheet. Okay, now we come back, children, to our field settings again. What I'll do is okay, children, now what I'll do is I'll just apply a filter over here. I click here and I say Mumbai. Okay, and then say okay. You see this is got filtered here, children. Mumbai, all these Mumbai employees are here. Okay, now here my data is been filtered. When I click here, you see Mumbai, and then when I click here on the row labels, I get this options which is there in your book, children. Okay, here I got this value. Now value filters, I want to value the filter. Okay, value filters say greater than this particular value 883. Okay, I'll take this number. Okay, I type 88. Okay, 3383 and I say okay. So what happens is whatever is greater than that figure will be displayed in the filter. Okay, and after that when I click here, you see what has happened. I got clear filter from employee's name. Now what I had done is I had given a value for the filter. You can clear filter from here also, or you can completely clear the filter for employee name. Clear filter from employee names. When I click here, what happens, children? Whatever filter I had put here, what filter I had put, I repeat again, children. I had clicked here, I went on value filters and I said greater than. Okay, you can have less than, you can have greater than. I had clicked on greater than, then I had typed this number. Okay, I want greater than this number. Okay, 883383. Okay, and then I said okay. So there was a filter here. I wanted to display records which are greater than that figure. Okay, so that's how my filter was applied. So when I click on this filter option, I get this clear filter employee name. Okay, you can clear value from here also as well as from here also. Now as I say clear filter from employee's name, what happens is whatever filter I had applied here is cleared. Okay, I think that is there in your books also, children. Fine. Okay, now here, if children, we have seen how to apply filters, okay, in analyze. Now here I have shown you the field settings also, children, right? Then here basically we have an active field option. Now this is your active field, and then I had shown you all the field settings. Okay, in active field I had shown you all the field setting option, right? The sum of monthly sales and all. Now if your data is too much, what you can do is you can collapse and expand by these two options. Now what I'll do is I will click here and I say all. Okay, I'll I'll say all and okay. Now all my data is displayed. Okay, but if you have a very long data, then you have an option of expanding the data. Okay, now here these options are not activated. Why? Because I don't have a very big data to be expanded right now. Okay, so that is the reason it is not displayed. Okay, I'll just show you the slicer option also before moving ahead. Now when you click on insert slicer, I'll just do this a little later. Insert slicer. Now I want slicer for branch because I have the branch wise details. Okay, so I just click on branch and say okay, so I get a slicer here. Okay, when I click on Jaipur directly, I can click here also, or I can use the slicer also directly over here. Okay, so this is one way. Or you can add up the slicer, or you can click here and say all again and say okay. Okay, this is one way. Now when you click here in options, you can have the slicer settings also, but I'll not confuse you here, children. I'll just delete this off. Okay, for a while. And once again, if you remember, children, we have finished with options and the field settings which I have explained you in the active field. Okay, in active field we have done the field settings, okay, and the clear filter option. So that's another small video. Okay, now before I proceed further, I have just missed out with the groups. Okay, so I'll continue with the groups also. 1 minute, huh, children. I will just show you all this apart from this slicer option. Before I forget, now supposing, children, you want to type in some information. You see, we can't change this part of the pivot table. Very important. Now if you want to change the name to it was by mistake Harsha and we have maintained as Harsh. Okay, I want to make some changes over here. So what I do is I cannot make any changes in my if I change, see what happens. Name is changing, but the figures cannot be changed. You see it. Now I come back to undo. I'll just say undo this option. Undo. And then when I want to make the original changes to my figures, what do? Is I come in the original sheet, children. Okay, and then Delhi, supposing Delhi, I want to change to, I will press F2 to change the number. Instead of 4, I will make it 6. Okay, or maybe I make it 9. Okay, here I made some changes. Okay, I hope you know editing of the cells. You have to press the function key F2 if you want to edit that particular cell. Otherwise, directly if you type, then it gets retyped, right? Like this. So this is how you get retyped. Then I come back here. You see the numbers are same. So what do? I have to click on analyze, and then I click on refresh and I say refresh all. Okay, you see the numbers are changed. This number I had changed. Okay, so whenever you want to make any changes, you have to go to the original sheet, make the changes, and then usually the names you can modify, but not the figures. Okay, so here now supposing Anish Bhagat is transferred from Jaipur to say Delhi. Okay, I put it as Delhi. Now this is updated. I come back here. Now you see Anish is where I am not getting the details for Anish because I have not put labels of the branches. Okay. So when I click here and I say Delhi, in Delhi, Anish is not displayed, na? So what I'll have to do? I'll have to go to Analyze, click here and I say Refresh. Anish Bhagat is come because I had changed him from Kolkata to Delhi, right? So he's here updated. Okay, children. So now here Anish Bhagat is updated. Now here in Analyze, supposing what is this change data source? I think children again our videos become more. So what I'll do is children I'll continue this part again in the third video.